This is how we display them.
Oh, that's actually
wow.
awesome.
Jeez, that
Yeah.
looks
Yes.
incredible. How's it, guys? Welcome back to another podcast of KAK. We've got a very special guest on the show today, a guest from Mascoville, and we'll let him introduce himself.
Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for joining this episode. My name is Art Henkens. I live in Cape Town. I'm originally from the Netherlands, and I'm the founder, the co-founder, and the mastermind behind the Mascoville hot sauces.
Oh, that's really awesome. Yes. So tell us, Art, what exactly pushed you towards starting Mascoville?
Well, the Dutch heritage with having ships going all around the world, they actually brought spicy food at a quite early stage in the Netherlands, and I've always enjoyed spicy food. So it's Caribbean food and Indonesian food that is very easy to find in the Netherlands, and it's got a great kick to it. So from a young age, I enjoyed spicy food.
Oh, that's right.
And I've always been a chef at home as well. So at one point I said to my wife, I said, these hot sauces are quite expensive and they're not actually that good. And then she said, why don't you start making your own?
That's it. Yeah.
And that was 2 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
And I started making a couple of batches of hot sauce, and then people liked it. And I started making a couple of changes to the recipes. And then one of my best friends, he said, what are you doing? I see you on Facebook with sauces and whatever.
Yeah.
And I explained him what I was doing. And he said, why don't we make a actual product out of it that people would want to buy? If you're already selling it, why not put a nice label and a name on it? And that's how the whole thing got started.
Oh, that's really awesome. So how long ago, building on that, Greg is going to ask you another question now, but just wanted to build a question that I had in my head there, is how long ago did you move to South Africa from the Netherlands?
I moved, that's now 7 years ago.
7 years. Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so
That's really
I've been
cool.
here quite a while now. I had a couple of jobs. I'm currently a business analyst.
Oh, okay.
So that's quite a different field.
Yeah.
But there's definitely some entrepreneur spirit that was in it. And that was actually, with the sauce business that actually came out to the fullest. Yeah.
Oh, that's really awesome. Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic, Art. And I think as well, just going back to your roots there on the whole coming from the Netherlands, it makes sense because, I mean, there was the whole Dutch East India Trading Company, which, originated in the form of trading spices and that with Europe and Asia and that sort of thing. And that, of course, that extended down to Africa. It makes complete sense to think that this is the kind of line that you're in today. Yeah. So my question to you is, Art, we know sort of you guys are in the Western Cape at the moment, but where exactly in the Western Cape are you situated so we can let our fans know?
All right. So the company, we actually have two companies. We've got one in the Netherlands and one here. My best friend has the branch in the Netherlands, and I have the one here in South Africa.
Okay.
And we are based in Cape Town. I run most of the business from home, but our production is done in a professional kitchen. I found a lady with a professional kitchen, a halal kitchen. And she is actually she sources the ingredients, she does the production, the bottling, and so on. So everything is done from Cape Town, and all our chilies come from Fynbos Fine Foods in Malmesbury.
Fynbos, yes, we know them actually. They make some very good chili sauces as well. Yeah.
They make amazing stuff. Yeah. So some of our base ingredients come actually from Fynbos because they've got great products. Yeah.
Yeah. And just another question, just a quick one. Art, your brand in the Netherlands, is it also Mascoville or is it trading under a different name?
No, at the moment it's still Mascoville.
Okay.
We're still setting up a viable export line because to transport a box here and there, it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So we're looking for distribution and an agent in the Netherlands to actually do some sea freight because that is much cheaper per bottle.
Definitely. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's definitely a great idea. So tell us, why exactly did you choose the chili way? Because you said that you came to South Africa as a business analyst and you've been doing
Yes.
other sorts of jobs. So what actually pushed you into the chili way?
I'm a bit addicted to chilies, and
That makes sense.
but, yeah. So and also the cooking. I am really a fan of Indian and Thai food, and Malaysian and Indonesian food.
Oh, yeah.
So the chilies, I've always used the chilies, and that is you can also see that makes people happy. I mean, we
Yeah.
all know. I think you guys also know it releases endorphins, so
Yes.
it makes people happy. It doesn't only make them sweat, but yeah. And it's also still healthy. You can have a very tasty sauce with little salt, little added sugar or any additives, and it's a great yeah. You can make great flavors with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
No, exactly. I mean, most of the flavor comes from the peppers. I think the condiments that are added to the sauces, they're just there for to accentuate the pepper flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, Art, I have another question for you.
Mhm.
Look, at the moment, I'm sure a lot of your viewers and the viewers that are going to be watching this are familiar with your range and the number of sources you have. But I know for a fact that you have future plans in the pipeline for more sources and things like that. But at the moment, how many sources do you have, and how many sources do you plan to have in the near future?
So at the moment, we started out with 3. We still have the 3, and we're going to increment that in steps to keep odd numbers. So it's going to be,
Right.
if we're going to add new sources, it's going to be another 2, then it's going to be 7, then it's going to be 9.
Okay.
And at the moment, so it's 3 at the moment. I've got a crate here. This is how we display them.
Oh, that's
Oh,
actually
wow.
awesome.
Jeez, that
Yeah.
looks
Yes.
incredible.
It's an unusual size. It's an unusual amount of bottles in there, and that's nice because it's different. So we've got 3. I think you guys have the original. We
Yes.
actually started calling the
Yes.
original. We call it Peach now.
Peach. Okay. Awesome.
That's strange because
Yes.
on the site that we bought it from previously, it did say habanero peach,
Yes.
which makes sense, because it is a peach base, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. So it has apple and peach, but peach is a bit more. It's a bit more of a pungent flavor. So
Yes.
it's called peach. This is our base sauce. This is the original hot sauce, actually.
Oh, awesome.
So that's number 1.
Very nice.
The
Very nice.
second one is coriander,
Oh, yes.
also known as dania. A lot of people call it dania in Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
This is our bestseller.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
This is our bestseller.
Yeah, really. Yes, that's awesome.
Yes. And this is our extra hot.
Oh, yeah.
This is basically similar to the peach. It just has much more chili in it.
Oh, okay. How much more?
Yes. I think it's a bit double the size, double the amount.
Oh,
Okay,
geez.
yeah.
Okay,
No, just under double the amount. Yes, yes.
But of course, that's a secret. We don't
Yeah,
want to reveal
exactly.
any percentages or anything. Proprietary.
It's fine. I mean, you can see the ingredients on the bottle, and
Yes.
it's just how you make the sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
So we've got 3 at the moment.
Okay.
But we are working on a new one.
Oh, a mystery one.
What we do,
Three.
what we do is we've got a couple of friends of Mascoville, so they are fans actually,
Yeah.
and they are our brand ambassadors. So they post a lot of things about our sauces, and I just start making new sauces, and I put numbers on them so I know which batch is which, and then I
that's
just
awesome.
send them around to our fans, and
Yeah.
I ask them for feedback.
Actually, building on that you mentioned now, for our fans, if they ever wanted to become a brand ambassador for Mascoville, how do they
Yes.
become a brand ambassador for your brand, Mascoville?
Well, basically what our brand ambassadors do is they are very enthusiastic about food. They are very enthusiastic about this brand, of course, and they are willing to share wherever they use this sauce on their food. And in exchange, I give them samples to try. I give them free delivery, for example, discounts, first access to promo codes on our websites, those kinds of things. So at the moment, it's just a handful of people, but they are just enthusiastic, and they don't even want anything for it. They're just enthusiastic to share things about the product.
Oh, that's awesome.
going on our flavors. So we are busy with something that has bit more of a Caribbean flavor.
Okay.
Okay, interesting.
Yes, that's a different kind, and we are actually also experimenting with ghost chilies instead of habanero chilies.
Oh, okay.
That's a bit of a different flavor.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, and then the next one is probably something a bit of a mix between Asian 5-spice and smoked chilies.
Oh, okay. That's really
That
awesome.
is
Yeah. I definitely
Yes.
want to look forward to hearing the perspectives from your brand ambassadors on those ones. They do sound
Yes.
very interesting. Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yes,
tell us,
definitely.
out of those three now, because obviously you're still busy building out and experimenting with the new ones.
Yes.
So out of your three that you currently have on market, which one is your absolute favorite, your personal favorite? And if you don't mind telling us a little bit of a history around how that sauce was created, where the idea came up for it, and so on.
Yes. So my favorite is still the original hot sauce because it's the most versatile and it's the most acceptable for everyone.
Okay.
It's not too hot, and it is if you need a bit more spice, you just use a bit more, and it has a nice fruity flavor.
Oh, yeah.
So we started with this one, I think, after 17 or 18 batches. Everyone that tried it said, "No, this is better than anything you've ever made."
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Fantastic.
this is still the favorite sauce, and because it just has such little amount of ingredients,
Mm.
and there are no added dried spices.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly fresh ingredients.
Hmm.
It's very versatile, so I use this on meat, on fried eggs. Mix it with mayo for
Oh, yeah.
for a spicy mayo dip.
Mayonnaise, yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I also put this in a marinade before drying.
Oh, yes, yeah. I guess you could
So
also
this-
put it on Whippix if you really wanted to.
I guess so. Definitely.
Your breakfast
So this
cereal.
is definitely still the favorite, yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
No, I can definitely see why. I mean, as you say, it's versatile, and of course, as a product on a commercial scale, of course, you have a much wider audience, you have a much wider reception in terms of the market for that. So I can fully understand why. But in terms of the sauce and the quality, I mean, we've got it here. We enjoy it. We eat it every time on our hot wings, and we even eat it, when we make dinner here or supper and things like that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. So look, I think the next question that I wanted to ask you, Mart, is that we've already established that you make use of outsourcing a kitchen by the name of Fynbos, in a professional kitchen, and they manufacture your sauces for you. But I think perhaps building on that question, I don't suppose you grow your own chili peppers, or if you do, or if you don't, where do you source your peppers from?
Yes. Okay. So it's not Fynbos that produces this sauce for us. We are actually produced in a halal kitchen. Fynbos is also halal, by the way, but we are produced by the Road to Exotic Taste. They make ready-made curry sauces and chutneys in Cape Town, and they actually they produce our sauces. But we don't grow our own chilies. Our chili bases come from Fynbos. Yes.
Okay, yes, sure.
That's where we source it. They have that mainly has to do with consistency. Consistency in the fact that we're not depending on season.
Yes.
Their product is always high quality. It is available. It's not too far away from here. And they are very nice. There's just very nice people to work together with. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's and I think they grow 10 or 12 different kinds of chilies.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's quite
Yes.
interesting, actually. And but building onto Greg's question, have you ever thought of maybe joining or creating your own farm in terms of growing your own chilies down the pipeline? I mean, right now, I understand, like, obviously you're trying to keep costs low, and you also want to use someone else's chilies because they have already establishment in the industry.
Yeah.
But is there anything in your pipeline that you see yourself maybe one day in the future having your own farm of chilies?
I wouldn't say so much our own farm, maybe our own production facility.
Okay.
Maybe that would be something, but at the moment, and this is also for everyone that is thinking of putting a brand on the market, being a chili sauce or any other food product, outsourcing was really our best decision in the beginning of our company.
Okay.
Because from the moment we did that, we got access to knowledge.
Yes.
Somebody that has done all these things before. We got access to bulk ingredients. Food safety is very important to me, because you are after all making something that people are going to eat, so it needs to be safe.
Yes.
So that was definitely the best decision, to outsource it to external production. And surprisingly enough, production became cheaper when we outsourced it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Because I mean, if you think about it, which is a great answer that you gave there, because at the end of the day, you are basically like what they term it in technology is frog leaping all of the, the knowledge that you would have to have gained from starting from scratch on your own farm. So you're basically frog leaping, and you're gaining all of that knowledge already from someone else that's already been through all of that process. So it's actually a very clever idea. And also at the same time, you're creating jobs, and you putting back into the local community, which is also fantastic. You're not draining money out of the community by starting your own thing. You're actually putting money back into the community.
Like they say,
Yes, go ahead.
No, sorry, I was just saying there's that saying in South Africa, local is lekker.
Yes, and the lady that I found that has this kitchen, she employs, I think it's about 15 or 18 people. And a lot of them are single mothers. She empowers people that don't have an education to come and work for her, and she sends them home at 3:30 because they need to pick up their kids.
Oh yeah,
that's great. That's really
I found a
great.
great partner in that. Yeah. I have a good feeling with it. She, of course, I need to pay her for it, but this is a good company to work together with.
No, that's really awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So, you've already told us now about some of the meals that you like throwing your hot sauces with, but in terms of the 3 that you currently have, what meal pairings would you recommend your user base should use with them?
Yes. So the coriander is definitely something that you would eat with chicken. It's either fried chicken or deep fried chicken or chicken wings or a chicken burger.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. There's a lot of fresh coriander that goes in it. It's not dried. It's not powdered. It's just fresh coriander that comes from the market that goes in here. That is definitely something for the coriander. We hear a lot that people say, I put it on everything. That is a good thing. And also say, your bottles are too small because I put it on everything.
Yes.
So that's so much. I mean, this is definitely for chicken. That's your way to go.
Okay.
The peach, that is something that you would eat with a grilled cheese sandwich or your fried eggs, or maybe on a boerie roll.
Okay.
Definitely, because it's a bit milder than the other 2, but it's still nice and fresh.
Fresh, yeah.
And this is something that you put on your plate when your meal's ready. If you put it in the pot, then some of the fruitiness will disappear.
Okay, yes.
That's definitely for this. And the extra hot, that is something that you would probably have with a plate of curry that is already spicy, that you want to spice up a bit more.
Yeah.
And because there's a high amount of chili in there, it's also good to add a bit to your marinade if you start to braising something, or if you have like a ready-made spare rib marinade or a sauce, you add this to it.
Okay.
It gives a good kick.
Yeah. Oh, that's really epic, I must say. We've been enjoying the peach one on basically everything that we've been having, but I'm excited to try out those ones as well, for sure.
Definitely, same here.
Yeah.
Art, I need to ask you though. We've already revealed that we've got a couple of new sources in the pipeline. You guys are working on Butcholokia, or as more commonly known as the ghost pepper. Perhaps, I think being a business analyst and being very business minded, Do you think that there's even further sort of developments in your mind, or just, you know, the things that keep you awake at night in terms of future designs or future sources? I mean, like, for example, there's a couple of manufacturers out there manufacturing dessert sauces and things like that. You can put on ice cream. Tell us what you think about that, yeah.
Yeah, so the bottles of chili sauce are really something that you will find in most fridges in South Africa, right?
Yeah.
Most fridge stores will have a bottle of Nando's or a bottle of Mascoville or a bottle of whatever chili sauce there is. It's not so much the case yet in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Oh.
I think that there's definitely still a big opportunity there. Sweet chili sauce is already a common household thing, but what the Dutch people really love is mayonnaise on their fries.
Oh,
and
that's interesting.
what we would really like to make is the ultimate fries sauce.
Oh, okay.
That sounds good.
So that would be something a bit mixed between Mascoville and mayonnaise sauce that would drive the Dutch people wild, and will also think, wow, the habanero chilies are actually great. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's definitely a big market in the Netherlands for these products. We just think that that we need to ease them in a bit, but a fantastic fry sauce that would definitely be something.
Yeah.
And the other thing that we're busy with is a spice mix based on the flavor profile of our coriander.
Okay.
So a spice mix that you can use to spice your meat with that actually kind of resembles the flavors that come from these sauces.
That's really awesome. Yes,
yeah, that's fantastic. And I think, you know, actually a lot of your answers to this question were quite unexpected, you know.
Yeah.
And just as a random question as well, you know, I think a lot of South Africans, we have our favorite mayonnaise here. Like for me, it's Nola, you know, perhaps for somebody else, it's Blackwell. Is there a particular favorite of the Netherlands in terms of mayonnaise?
Yes, it's called KAK.
Oh, okay.
Okay, all right.
And is it like a tangy one, or is it?
Yeah.
Is it like a tangy mayonnaise, like our ones here in South Africa?
It's very creamy. It's very creamy. There's quite there are quite a lot of eggs in here.
Awesome.
Okay. So maybe a bit like that Miracle Whip. Yeah.
I think it resembles a bit the is there a British one? Hellerman?
Yes.
Hellman, yeah.
Okay. Yes. That's what it's like.
It's always interesting to find out, you know, the differences between our countries, but that's awesome.
Exactly.
And they love that. We love it on our fries. Yeah, I still love it.
I think you're definitely gonna kick the market with that. Your combination there of the Mascoville and the mayonnaise. Because I mean, personally, I love it. Nando's got me into their peri-mayonnaise with their wedges. And I love having that on my wedges. So I can just imagine how you guys are going to just flood the market and give everyone such a surprise then the Netherlands and actually bring them into the chili sauce.
I think there are a lot of people that still need to discover what it is to have a bit of a burn. It is not bad to have a bit of a burn, and you can still taste the food. So I think there's still there's a big marketing task for us there.
Definitely.
But we'll take it step by step.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. Very good.
So, Artas, what's the biggest highlight you have had so far in the Mascoville career? So, you told us that you've been now in production for about 2 years, or you started the company in like the last 2 years, roughly. So, in those 2 years, what has been your biggest highlight to date so far?
The biggest highlight was definitely last month when we shipped 2 pallets to Saudi Arabia.
Oh, geez.
Wow, 2 pallets. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was 1,600 kilograms of hot sauce.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's
wow. Yeah. So was that specifically to a shop?
It went to a wholesale businessman.
Okay.
He's got a couple of shops in the capital, but his core business is wholesale.
Okay.
And he gets pretty much. Yeah, I've seen most of the hot sauces that he has. He's got everything that is popular in the United States. He's got He's
Yeah.
got most South African hot sauces there.
All right.
It just requires a lot of paperwork to get it there. So
Mm.
you can't make it in your own kitchen and ship it there.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of paperwork, but in the end it worked just fine, and it's actually still on a boat.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hectic. Yeah, because I know that the export trade does take a while, especially now with COVID relations and so on.
Yes.
It has to go
Yes.
through so many custom clearances now these days.
Yeah.
But that was definitely a highlight, because I think it was the first week of August, we were contacted by our client. He just had a couple of questions. We had a couple of calls. I couriered him a set of samples. He wanted to pay for that even. I said, you don't have to pay for that. I'll pay for that. I would like you to become a customer. And then 3 weeks later, he placed an order.
Jeez.
Yeah, so no, that was definitely a highlight. And he also said, no, if this goes well, we'll order more. So.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Well, that's great. I mean, it certainly happens that way. I think that's why, sorry, in that respect, you definitely gain the trust of the customer as well. And they get to experience your product and know what it's about. And, if it's good, and I know that it's good, and they certainly will find out with this process, then yeah, it's just a matter of time, really. Time is the best teacher, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was definitely a highlight.
Yeah. Art, my final question to you, and I think the final question of our podcast this evening is, what, considering everything we've covered in topic tonight, what is your biggest goal in terms of your outlook for the brand Mascoville?
Well, at the moment, I mean, starting your own business and in the food business, that's it requires quite some perseverance.
Sure.
The beginning definitely wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Until we started to sell and it got stocked in a couple of shops. But at the moment, it is not fully sustainable, this business, and I cannot leave my day job fully.
Yeah.
So there's no brand in the world that's called Mascoville. So we would like for this brand to get out there, and especially to Western Europe. So to export on a regular basis. So not 2 pallets in October, but 2 pallets per week would actually be your first goal. Yeah, and I would love for hot sauce. I mean, and not particularly for our brand, but just hot sauce to become a refrigerator product, a refrigerator door product in the Netherlands. Because it's a wonderful way to enhance your plate of food.
Yes.
So that's the second goal. Yes.
Oh, that's really awesome. And hopefully, in doing all of this stuff with your brand here in Mascoville, you can maybe bring some South African flavors across to the Netherlands as well, which is actually, that would be pretty awesome. So maybe one day you could also create like a special biltong Mascoville flavor. And
yes, like the Johnny Hexberg brand does.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, then you can show them in the Netherlands how your one would taste like. So yeah, I think you've got a lot coming for you, and I think also you're on a perfect path. I mean, when we saw your sauce in the sauce shop, which is where we got our first couple of sauces from, they actually showed us one of your sauces, and we were so enticed that we decided to just try it out because, I mean, we haven't heard of you before that, and now that we have, we absolutely love your products. So,
good. Well, your next gift box is on its way today. It was picked up by the courier,
awesome.
So
that's exciting.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for that. We always appreciate our suppliers sending us samples. It's just so great, and also we really appreciate your support that you've been giving us so far on the show. I mean, me and Greg, we just started this now about a month ago or so, and it's been in the pipeline for a while because we also are actually addicts. So
100%.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we decided to create the show and so on. But thank you so much, though. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think one last request from our side, I think, for our viewers here in South Africa. I know that the official language of the Netherlands being Dutch, we do understand it somewhat here being Afrikaans in South Africa. So I think for your viewers abroad as well as the viewers locally here, would you mind saying a couple of words as a shout out in terms of Mascoville as well as for KAK just in terms of your thoughts and where we're going in future. Yeah.
You mean in Dutch?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Oké, jongens, allemaal bedankt voor het kijken. Dit is KAK door Sheldon en Greg. En onze hot sauce wordt hier gemaakt in Kaapstad, maar het is onderweg naar Nederland. En bedenk allemaal, blijf veilig, mondmasker dragen.
Yes.
Lekker handen wassen.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say.
So, bye, donkey. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. We really appreciate your time for watching this podcast. Please guys, go drop a like, a follow, and show some support on Mascoville. You can find them everywhere. All of their socials are available. And yeah, just go and check out their sources. You'll absolutely love it. We promise you that. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Art. It was amazing chatting to you and getting to know you a bit more.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can meet you sometime soon. Greg and I decided we're going to have a Cape Town route sometime soon.
Yeah.
To meet all of our suppliers. So it would be great to meet with you and just chat a bit with you as well.
Sure.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the
Awesome.
time.
Thanks very much,
Thank
Art.
you.
Enjoy your evening.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.